Hello, YouTube IG. This is Ed and Brian with another podcast, and today we'll be holding different topics on grown man discussions. And one of the topics we wanted to cover was things that we wasn't taught about parenting.
Okay, well, for me, it was more or less, I had the idea that I was going to grow up, go to college, get married, find a favorable woman, have about 3-4 kids, get a great job, and live happily ever after. Well, it didn't exactly work out. And there's too many times where you have generation after generation who's getting it wrong, and then you raising a bunch of generations that you have men that got something against women. You have women who got something against men, and none of that is
Understand that because my thing is, the problem with our culture is that the system has designed us to separate and depart from each other. And haven't you noticed most of the memes that you see from our culture, we're the only culture that's going back and forth about issues with relationships and all of that stuff?
Yeah, and I believe, this is how I see it. Okay, we have bought into the ideology of the European culture, and for me, is I have a problem with people buying into something that's not natural. And people may ask, the European Jewish community, they have their ways, they have their cultures, and that's fine. You have the Hispanic who have their ways and their culture, and how they do things, and that's fine. And then you even have the gay and lesbian community and how they move and things like that, and that's also acceptable. But it seems like when it comes to our community, our people, we're the ones who told, hey, this is normal, and the community's supposed to decide what's normal, not people that's outside your community. And with this thing about toxic masculinity, that's a European thing, that's not natural for our people. Naturally and traditionally, our people, it was the man was respected, and the man was masculine, and the woman was a feminine role, and everyone had moved accordingly.
Right. And my issue with that is, you spend all these years and even generations on built to be, getting groomed into being this man, just to find out years later that it was just, all of this was just the system that we was getting groomed into. So if you mentioned something about doing your own business, being your own boss, those in your family will tell you all the pitfalls to it. Like there's no support on that issue. But they determine to drill in your head to be in the system with corporate America that's getting out of hand and outrageous with all these dumb rules. They want you to follow all these demands. And my thing is this: it's pitfalls every day that you wake up and go out the other side of your door. 3 things might happen. One decision can either change your life, decision can end your life, or it can save your life. How do you know if you don't step out and take a chance? You take a chance in corporate America, no matter how much effort you put and how sharp your work efforts are. And the way it is now, they would eliminate you 3 for the price of me.
I will 100% agree with you on that. And also to further get with what you're talking about, I can't remember the person who I had this conversation with, but
Right.
the thing was though that okay, this man was having a conversation with two other gentlemen and everything. Okay, one gentleman was making in the high six figures, and the other guy, okay, was his client.
Right.
So the conversation started about financial investment for retirement.
Right.
So one guy was like, "Hey, so okay, so what do you think will be good for retirement?" And then the other guy had said, "Well, okay, you may want to start with a side hustle or a side project, and then turn that into a business, and try and work your way out of this job."
Right.
And then have that as your business, so you can pass it down to your children. So the other man was like, "Man, like, isn't that kind of risky?" And he gave him a couple reasons why starting your own business can be risky and why it wouldn't be a good idea. So after listening to what the man had to say, dude had said, "Well, it's true though." But he said, "You know what, man, even more risky." He said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, okay, I go to school for 4 years. I got student loans I got to pay back for another 20 years. I get hit with interest, so I'm paying it almost 30 years. And then I'm working for multiple employers for a combined of 50 years. Then,
Just to get on a fixed income later.
Then by the time I turn 65 to 70, okay, I could retire, and if I'm lucky, I may live another 20 years to get only a fifth of what I made. And then that get taxed, and then I have the government telling me how much I can or cannot make. And for me, I thought about it, and it's like, you know what? That made a whole lot of sense of everything. And even at that level, I guess individuals making high earning type people and everything. I seen they even had some of those conversations about being an entrepreneur versus being the employee. So I could imagine what people at a lower income bracket do, making, I just say 50 and under.
Right. And the thing is, you come to becoming any entrepreneurship, you have to start small. And it takes time to get the right clientele to really step out in faith. One thing, and first and foremost, you have to eliminate the mindset of getting rich. No, you take baby steps. It's like anything else. You're only gonna vibe with certain folks. You have to get that solidness. Some jobs are gonna be here to stay. Some of them are gonna be seasonal jobs. And be prepared. You might get 1,000, no's before you get that one yes. That one little bitty step would be a foundation to success to get your business going. You have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
And whoever will take you in, even if somebody already have a person to fill in that spot that you're trying to get that contract with. If they do something or say something as little as if they can't reach them, they can contact you. Hey, that's a start.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think we need in our community that we need to the next generation.
Right. It starts from us.
It starts in your household.
Right.
With the man and the woman, the mother and the father, in unity, having the same message in mind, where hey, this is what's best for our children.
Right.
This is what's best for our household, and I want better than what I had, and we have to look multi-generational versus okay, I just want a kid to be a kid. Unfortunately, we're under attack. We've been under attack, and our people is disarray. We haven't got prepared, reconciliated from the trauma of this American social order, how it has been to our forefathers. We as people haven't been made whole yet, and for us to get to that level, I can't answer how long it will take for us to get all of that, but I can say the one step we can control, we do what we can do for my household and your household. That's where we get started.
And then that's why we do the videos, for more of us to fellowship and get on the same page.
Yeah,
I can care less about who's in office. Who's in office, both of these terms done expose all cultures. And it ain't, I vibe with people in all cultures. Then there's some people just out of nature I don't vibe with. That's just life. I have nothing against the Europeans, the white man, because I met a lot of good, and they're not their ancestors. You have to.
I will absolutely agree with you on that.
My problem with that is we need to get more on the same page instead of trying to be the toughest, the baddest. And respect that we all came from different backgrounds, different upbringings, and it's a message in everybody's upbringing that you can take with you to grow to the next level. It ain't about because you didn't walk in these footsteps that you don't know nothing, or because you didn't walk in my footsteps, you dumber than me. No, we all can grow from each other. You see other cultures get together. We sit here and talk all that Black Lives Matter crap, but it didn't do nothing but our crime ratio went up. That's all it really did. We're pointing at other cultures. Look at yourself.
See, and I can actually appreciate the realness with that, and that's one of the things that wasn't taught to us about being a parent and everything.
Right.
So, okay, it's a lot of things this generation have that we were smaller.
Right.
Okay, our parents didn't have to be concerned with. Social media was non-existent.
Now they learned the hardcore, hard knocks way.
Yeah.
Even how we learned, I'm not gonna eliminate us from that. We're about the cutoff point pretty much.
Yeah.
Social media didn't control us to a point that people too lazy to text you, too lazy to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Take you 3 hours to hold a 1 minute conversation or 5 seconds, point A to point B. But you look at the news feed, they on there posting all day. Even with the kids. I had my daughter doing some constructive things. Because you're not going to be in that gadget getting brainwashed all day, every day. There's good knowledge in there if you go about it the right way.
Yeah.
I had to grow into social media and started using it towards a purpose.
See, and I'll say this now, something that wasn't necessarily used in the right way in the current media age, can be used the right way if the right individual knows what to do and how to use certain tools for social media, because I know there's hundreds upon hundreds of entrepreneurs and people like that can use it for marketing, and that's the right way to do it in there. But just like with everything, okay, there are people who will use things in a non-constructive way and everything, and those are the things that people we have to teach our children, and along with ourselves, and shy away from that and everything, because all energy is not good energy. It is not, and the last thing you need for the world in general isn't always a pretty place. And as a man, just like every man I know and everything who have any compassion in his heart, you want to shield your children as much as possible from the destructive devices of this crazy place we call the world.
And it's up to you to even, monitor the energy that your kids take in.
Absolutely.
Because when we came up, you had more unity. All the parents in the neighborhood knew each other. Now you can't trust nobody. Because you go by the ratchetness you see every day, and it's just it's just too much.
It is. I 100% agree. But I believe on this topic, it was pretty good. I know we kind of shied more with parenting along with entrepreneurship, but
Hey,
honestly,
it's all. Hey,
I'm
it's really grown man discussions.
right. And I believe as a parent, you need to have a conversation with your children as they grow up, because it's levels too.
Right.
Everything is just levels. Everything isn't just bam right there. They're just like having a conversation with your children about birds and the bees. You're not gonna have the discussion with a 10-year-old the way you're gonna have it with the 15-year-old. Those are two different levels of conversation.
Well, once they hit 11 and 12, that's when they start learning their sexuality and all that stuff. And
Absolutely.
as far as the boys, I figure with the girls, they learn what their dominant genetic trait is, and they start to show it more. 12 and 13, and it's up to you to keep that under control and pay attention to the signs in between the lines. Yeah. But this wraps it up. We'll talk to you all later.